So as we're looking on the week 3, I thought as well as doing next week at the box, I know some of you, Parky said he doesn't read my stuff, so I thought it'd be good to video as well. Just to say how we're progressing, okay? So obviously on Monday we've worked on squats specifically, and we've worked for a load of different variations. So we've worked on brace, okay, so goblet squat variations, we've worked on our bracing. We've then moved to a unilateral load to one side, so we're using our obliques, and now we're gonna go overhead, okay? So we're gonna work on some overhead stability this week, okay? Really challenging movement. Watch my notes and how you can scale this one and still do the movement. In terms of our Metcon, we've challenged the complexity of it. We've kept it very, very similar, okay? We might have just increased, I think we've just increased to 5 minutes rather than 4 minute AMRAPs. And the movements this week are tough. We've got split jerk, hang clean, and we've got something called a Curtis press, okay? So tough variations. We've progressed the movements as we've went week on week. Tuesday, we've changed the difficulty in core, okay? I think we've got some star plank this week, which is a really tough variation. So we've gone through some basic generic progressions on our plank, but we're going to make that little bit more challenging. In terms of the strength, okay, we've worked specifically on 2 variations, our floor press and our vertical press, okay, and we've so far worked on increasing our reps and our weight, as well as maybe including some tempo if we've got too light weights. Metcon wise, we've just increased our overall working time, okay? So this week, okay, we've reduced the amount we work in one go, but I want you to challenge yourself with more time. So 5 rounds is on there, okay? So you're actually working for 18 minutes in comparison to when you worked 17 or 16 before, okay? Wednesday, okay, nice and straightforward. Wednesday, we've looked at the load. So we've gone through Cossack squat was one of our main movements. We start with just body weight. We've progressed through easy and supporting by having that in like a sumo deadlift position, so it helps us get into the position. This week we're going more challenging. We're going back to a bracing, so goblet position. Yes, it will still support, but it's going to be more challenging. That's how we're progressing you, okay? So stick with the variations. There's a reason, there's rhyme and reason behind them, okay? Next, we've changed the volume and position. And we've looked at our complexity in the Metcons as well. This week we're looking at overhead lunge. Thursday, again, we've looked at complexity, okay? That's been our main driver, okay? We've gone through some basic generic, okay? Now we're gonna go to overhead elevated splits, hill elevated squats, okay? In terms of our complexity of our split squat, now we're going to just change things up, challenge you differently, okay? We're going to do a seesaw lunge or a reverse lunge and a forward lunge, okay? So we're doing almost double the volume, okay, this week in comparison to the last week, so maybe the load will change, but it's just this change in stimulus is going to have us adapt and change, okay? Obviously, in terms of our Metcon on Thursday, it's changed in duration, okay? Running distance has increased week on week, and if anyone did this week's, okay, to week 2, then you'll see that not only the distance increased, but the volume in the middle increased this week. Friday, the single leg split squat variation, or the single leg pistol variation, I should say, has changed, okay? So this week, we are focusing on doing some volume, okay? So not concern ourselves about maybe weighted loaded single leg pistol squats. It's going to be more like a forgot the name of the squat, the single leg pistol, okay, which is going to progress us on. So we're going to do a set number and we're going to work on our volume. In terms of our deadlift, we've progressed that in complexity as well, okay? So load's not the only way we can increase the amount we challenge ourselves, okay? This week we're going to look for a single leg deadlift and a press, okay? This is a challenging movement, completely on balance, so a really good variation for us to go through. And actually our press ups, well, so we've strived for more volume, okay? We have changed the complexity of the push and move, the pulling movement supporting, okay? On Friday, our Metcon has been challenging, okay? It's been geared around dumbbell or barbell or kettlebell cycling, okay, or even plate cycling. But this week we're going to do DT plus burpees, so you can see the durations change, okay? the difficulty of